Welcome to the Money for Dads podcast. This is your host, Adam Katz. This podcast is for dads like you and me who want to save on everything, stretch your paycheck, and spend more time with your family. I don't want you or your spouse to be forced anymore to pick up extra shifts, take second jobs, work overtime, or sacrifice necessities just to pay your bills. I want you to be able to choose how you spend your time while giving your kids the most amazing childhoods possible. And that's why I created this podcast. On today's podcast, I want to talk about going out for coffee, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, wherever you go. You have a lot of different financial gurus, personal finance experts tell you, just do it. Who cares, right? It's just pennies. But you know what? It's actually not pennies. It does really add up over time. If you think about it, $5 each time you go. Maybe you go twice a week, 3 times a week, right? That's $10, $15. How much does that cost you over the course of a year? So say you do go twice a week. That's about $10 a week and 52 weeks, right? That's about $500 a year post-tax. So, I don't know, maybe $650. Doesn't feel so good when you think about it that way. But I'm not going to tell you that you shouldn't go at all, right? I mean, really, I am going to tell you shouldn't go at all. It's a big waste of money. But you're going to do it. It's part of your life. It's part of your culture, your daily routine. So go ahead and do it if you really want to do it. However, let's think about it in a different way. Maybe you should just not go once a week. Is it that big of a deal just to cut out one of those times you go and get coffee? That's $5 a week. And I'm going to show you why this is going to make such a difference in your life. So let's say you stop doing that. One of the times that you usually go per week, don't go. And you'll save $5 a week, $20 a month. Doesn't seem like much. $20 a month, every single month. And then what are you going to do with that money? Are you going to save it, put it in your savings? No. What you're going to do is you're going to spend it on something else because that's what everybody does. So I want you not to do that. I don't want you to put that into a savings account. I don't want you to save that cash. I don't want you to just think how good it feels to not spend the money at Starbucks that one time per week. That won't help you really accomplish what we want to accomplish, which is to really save money and help you with your family, to be able to spend more time with your family instead of working more. And you don't want to work more so that way you can just go buy Starbucks. That doesn't really enhance your quality of life. And this podcast and everything Money for Dads is about that, improving your quality of life in a real way. So instead of spending that money on something else or saving it, invest it. $5 a week is $20 a month. You won't even feel that from your paycheck. So every single month, have $20 automatically transferred from either your paycheck or from your bank account into an investment account. Invest it in something really simple and easy like an index fund, say the S&P. Right? The S&P 500 has, over the past 20 years, had an average annual return of about 10%. That's amazing and a really simple investment. So that money, every single month, you'll be putting in to this investment account, right? And it will grow, right? $20 a month, every month. And let's say you do this for 20 years. You're not going to feel that money coming out of your paychecks. And think about it as retirement. Right now, I'm 41. And if I were to actually have gone to Starbucks every week, which I don't, for many reasons, then I would be able to cut out one of those days and start doing this myself. Since I don't go to Starbucks, I don't need to do this, and I already actually am transferring money every month to accounts like this. But for you, say you did that. After these 20 years, you would have put in $4,801, right? That's amazing. You could have an account with $4,801, and that's what you would have in an account if it were just a savings account. But you didn't, because we're talking about investing it right now. And compound interest is a game changer here for you. So that $4,801, after these 20 years of 10% interest and you putting in the $20 every month, would accumulate $10,393 in interest. So that would turn your $4,800 or your $20 a month into $15,000. That's amazing. You just turned basically every latte, every cappuccino that you spent $5 on into over $10 per latte. So a total here again of $15,000. So if you could spare $20 a month, $5 a week, $1 a day, which you won't even notice, you can have over $15,000 in 20 years. You won't even have to think about it, but you will thank yourself and me when you do this and you look back and you say, that was an amazing investment. And it also will feel great when you look into an account and you say, oh, there's $15,000 there. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. To help you get started on your journey to stretch your income, save on everything, and spend more time with your family, you should visit my website, moneyfordads.com, and download the Money for Dads Starter Kit for free. In the kit is the Money for Dads amazing and simple budget template, which auto-calculates everything. It's so easy to use. And you'll also get my 11 money-saving tips guaranteed to change your life. They're philosophies that I use that have helped me to stretch my family's income as much as I have. So if you like this podcast, then subscribe. And if you think that it could help somebody else, a friend of yours, share it with them. I'd love to be able to help more people. And even better, which would help get the word out even more about this podcast, give it a review and a rating. I read all reviews, and I'd love to hear how the podcast helps you. So go to your favorite podcast player, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whichever one you use, and give it a review and a rating now. The more reviews that I have, the more we can share these ideas with the world, build the Money for Dads community, and help more dads spend more time with their families. Also, if you write a review, I'll probably give it a shout out on a future podcast. Thanks again for listening, and have an awesome rest of the day.